Christa Culbert. I'm a teaching artist for Methow Arts, a nonprofit arts organization in Twisp. Today we will be inspired by a book by Julie Paschkis called Zonka Lays an Egg. So if you like chickens, this activity is for you. For this activity, you will need a piece of paper, a pencil, some sort of black marker or pen, so a Sharpie works really well, or any sort of black pen, your watercolor paint set with your brush and a cup of water, and that's it. Yeah. So this is an example of what we're going to be making, is a chicken in the style of Julie Paschkis' book. Julie Paschkis is an author and illustrator who lives in Seattle, Washington. Her book, Zonka Lays an Egg, is inspired by traditional Ukrainian painted eggs and folk art. In the story, a chicken named Zonka never lays eggs like the other chickens because she is too busy looking around and being amazed by the world. All the other chickens want her to be more like them and lay lots of eggs. When Zonka finally lays an egg, they realize it was worth waiting for. It is a very beautiful, extraordinary egg. Here is a rooster in the story. Julie uses very bright colors and patterns in her drawings. Look at the zigzag pattern she uses to show the rooster's feathers and the interesting plant-like pattern in the rooster's tail. This is a picture of Zonka, the very special chicken who lays very special eggs. Julie uses a dark outline for Zonka with loop-de-loop lines for the wings and tail. She uses zigzag lines on Zonka's body to show her feathers. Today we're going to draw our own chickens inspired by Julie Paschkis' illustrations. So the first step is we're going to take our pencil and we're going to draw an outline of our chicken in Julie Paschkis' style, inspired by her book. So first thing we're going to do is draw a big circle in the middle of our page, and if you press lightly with your pencil, then it's a lot easier to go back and erase it and change things when we want to change things. I'm going to press a little darker so you can see it. Okay, so we've got our big circle. So this is going to be like the main part of the chicken's body. Now we're going to draw a neck, which is kind of like the spout on a teapot. Okay, so kind of curved lines that go up from the circle. And then to draw the head, we're just going to curve the end of the spout of the teapot. So connecting those two lines with a little half circle. So now we have something that looks like this. Not quite a chicken yet, but we're getting there. Okay, so now we are going to add the legs. So I'm going to add just a little kind of V on the bottom here. So that's the base of one leg, and then a second V for the base of the other leg. And then for the feet, I'm just going to do a straight line, like a stick coming down for the leg, and then the feet, they have one hooked claw on the back and 3 on the front. I'm just going to draw it using these curved lines to draw the feet. Great. Now, when Julie Paschkis draws the tail feathers and the wings, she uses these loop-de-loop lines like this. So we're going to do that too. So you see the line curves back on itself, like a curly-Q line. So for the tail feathers, we'll start up here on the top of our circle somewhere and go up and do loop-de-loop lines for the tail feathers going down like that. And then we're going to do the same thing for the wing. So the wing is usually in this general area. So we're just going to do loop-de-loop lines for the wing, just like that. And then we can also do curly Q lines for the comb, which is that red part on top of the chicken's head, and for the little red part underneath. And then we can add in a beak, which is usually kind of like 2 curved lines put together. and an eye. So there we have the basic outline of our chicken. So now what we want to do is we want to erase the parts in between. So see how you can still see my full circle? So I'm going to go ahead and erase where the circle meets the neck, because you wouldn't actually see that on the chicken, right? And then I'm going to erase where my circle meets the tail feathers too. And I'm going to erase where the circle crosses over the leg here. So there we have our pencil outline of our pea Zonka inspired chicken. Next step is to take your black marker or pen, and we're just going to trace over our lines. So just trace over all the pencil lines, including all the curly Q lines, and your eyes and your beak and everything. So take a couple minutes now to trace over your pencil line with your black marker. Great, so now we've outlined our chicken using our black marker or pen. So now if there's any other little pencil lines that you want to erase, feel free to do that now. So some of these areas where I didn't quite go on top of my pencil line, I'm just gonna go back with my eraser and erase those. Something like that. Great. And now we are ready to add color. So here's my sample. So we're going to use patterns or repeating lines, shapes, dots to color in our chicken in this kind of style. So feel free to do your own pattern if you have your own idea, or feel free to follow along with me. So I'm going to start with some kind of a blue-purple color. And I'm going to do a solid color, so just color it in solid up by the chicken's head. So I'm just going to color all this in solid purple. Great. And now we're going to start making our pattern. So let's use some zigzag lines for our pattern. So I'm going to use that same purple color, and I'm just going to make some zigzag lines going down from the chicken's neck onto its body. And remember, yours doesn't have to look exactly like mine, so feel free to use whatever colors or pattern you feel inspired by today. Great, so now we have some zigzag lines. So let's add some dots. So I'm going to add some blue dots in between my zigzags. So I'm just going to place my paintbrush down and make a dot with it, and then lift it back up to make another dot. And we'll just make some blue dots in between our zigzag lines. So here we're making a pattern because it's blue dots, purple zigzag, blue dots, purple zigzag, and that repeats. Great. So on my sample chicken here, you can see I did a pattern in this area, and then I did some just other lines or dots to color in the rest of the chicken. So we can do that too, that's kind of fun. So I think I'm going to do some red short lines under the purple zigzags here. So I'm just going to put my brush stroke down, nice short brush stroke, and just make some red lines on the body. And then maybe I'll add some red lines like that to the tail. And to the legs. Now, we can just keep adding stuff, however much stuff you want to add. So I think I'm going to add some blue dots to the end of each red brush stroke. I kind of like that look of a blue dot and then a brush stroke. You could also add more curlicue lines. You could add straight lines. You could add triangles. Maybe let's add some triangles. That would be kind of fun. So I'm going to get some purple on my brush, and I'm just going to add some triangles here on the chicken's body. Great. So now that we've colored in our chicken using a pattern and some other shapes and lines, feel free to add any other color that you want. So if you want to color in the comb red or any other color and color in the beak and things like that, you can go ahead and do that now. So now we have our pea zonka inspired very special chicken. Thanks for joining me today to make our very special chickens inspired by Pea Zonka Lays an Egg by Julie Paschkis. Pea Zonka Lays an Egg is inspired by Ukrainian painted eggs, which are often painted in bright colors and patterns, kind of like what we've done here. So it can be really fun if you have some eggs at home to paint them. And you can just use your watercolors and do kind of patterns just like we've done here and just paint some eggs. So thanks for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you next time.